When Porsche launched the 911 in 1964, it cost £3.5 grand and came with 130 brake horsepower. Today, it's selling a version that will set you back 164 grand and comes packing 612 bhp, making this, the new GT2 RS, the most powerful production road car Porsche has ever produced. The question is the extra performance it offers over this, the base Carrera, enough to justify the 100 grand price difference? To find out, we're going to conduct a few tests. First up, acceleration. To create this RS version, Porsche took the existing GT2 and they upped the turbo pressure to give an extra 90 bhp. They also took 70 kilos off the weight. Now, testing conditions are far from ideal today. However, both cars are already two-wheel drive and I have got nearly twice the power to weight ratio, so I should be in with a good shout. Slightly bad stuff, but I have got launch control. There's just so much more torque in this GT2, look at that. Even with a bad start, it just breathes straight past the Carrera. So the GT2 RS is noticeably faster than the Carrera to 100 miles an hour, even in these damp conditions. But to get a handle on the margin of its performance advantage, you have to look at what happens beyond that point. From 100 to 150 miles an hour, the Carrera needs 18 seconds. And the GT2 RS, well, let's find out. So fourth gear, 100 miles an hour, into the bank bend leading onto the straights. Flat chats, 120, 30, up to fifth, 140, 150. That's a lot less than 18 seconds. We're now doing 165, 170, 175. If we had enough room, this thing could go along to 205 miles an hour. Given its performance, you'd also hope the GT2 RS would stop a bit better than the base Carrera. It has, after all, got Porsche's ceramic brakes as standard. Now, although they're more about staying power than outright stopping distances, let's see what happens in a stop from 70 miles an hour, in which the Carrera needed 51 metres. We've stopped just short of the Carrera, I'd say by about 3 metres. So it's faster in a straight line and on the brakes, but the really interesting difference between these two cars is what happens around a lap of our dry handling circuit. Because this thing's chassis is about as good as they get in 911s, using a rose-jointed version of the wider tracked GT3 RS chassis. Already the RS has an advantage into the first corner. Without Porsche's adjustable dampers, which is standard on the RS, the Carrera feels quite soft around a circuit, especially through the sudden direction change into T2. If anything, this serves as a reminder of the challenges inherent in the 911's rear engine layout, but also how much work has been put into the RS to overcome this. It feels extremely well controlled and confidence inspiring into the corners. Now, compared to the regular GT2, there is a lot more feel and precision and much better front end bite that comes from that wider front track and GT3 inspired chassis settings. Where the Carrera scrapes back some time is that in these conditions its power delivery is just more progressive. In the dry, the RS would walk away from the Carrera, but today, with standing water on the exit of the fastest corners, it's simply too easy to waste power. And yet, the GT2 RS still completes the lap 3 seconds ahead. Now I reckon if the track was dry, this GT2 RS could possibly be the fastest car we've clocked around our dry handling circuit, even faster perhaps than the 458 Italia. Unfortunately today, it's just so greasy, and the power and torque, I mean, we've got 516 pound-foot of torque. It's just so easy to get the wheels spinning. So is the GT2 RS worth 164 grand? Well, there are two ways of looking at this. As a 911, it's difficult to justify the price, partly because although the base Carrera is obviously slower, it's still an extremely accomplished and rapid road car, but also because the significantly cheaper GT3 RS is just as thrilling. However, for the sheer power to weight and monstrous performance, which betters even a Ferrari 599 GTO, the GT2 RS is positively good value.